Actually, that's not true. We tax churches right now. We just don't tax churches on church taxing. Currently in the United States, we make churches file for 501 status. They have to prove to the US government how they operate. Even if that's a total scam, but let's face it, other people cheat on their taxes too. Currently, churches pay payroll tax and UBTI tax, which is like if the church runs a for profit bookstore, bakery, something. Depending on the state, they pay state and property tax. Not in New York because, ooh, would St. Patrick's Cathedral cost a bundle? What we don't tax is church tax, the money that churches make its parishioners cough up because, holy water's expensive and you owe God. That shady ass money, that guilt people into giving you what they don't have thing, that's what we should be taxing. But truthfully, our politicians are so busy pretending to be religious because who else would they beg for forgiveness on camera once they get caught cheating if they didn't have a god to pretend to apologize to? What we should be fighting is establishment cause. But again, you got a bunch of politicians who are either pandering to Christians, being like, no, I totally swear, yeah, the Lord. Did I mention my mistresses? Good news is, every year, more Americans are losing their religion, so we will come to a point where this will be fought. Probably not against Scientology, because people are scared shitless of Scientology, but for all the other ones, yeah. But even then, there will come a day when John Travolta and Tom Cruise are no longer around, and somebody's gonna take out David Miscavige. But I digress. It's a pretty firmly held belief that Christianity only really exists because it kept on bribing its way into existence to wipe out other religions. Constantine the First? It's too early in pre-coffee. Recognized Christianity as a religion to stop the persecution of Christians. It didn't make it the religion, it just said, like, all these pagan religions, and, well, let the Christians do what they're doing. And then the Christians started stealing all the pagan religions. We're like, we're just as good as the other ones. You have Samhain, we have Halloween. Theodosius wrote not the Treaty of Theodosia, but something like that, outlawed all pagan religions and said Christianity was the religion. So it wasn't a choice, it was a law. And it's pretty much firmly believed that, the religion that had the most money, because it kept asking for donations, was the one that could bribe their way into being the official of the NFL. Official religion of Rome. This is not against your ability to believe in the Sky Lord or the center of the Earth Lord of your choice. But as far as taxes, if this country had been left on its own, well, it would have been ruled by a group of people who didn't have to give money to their religion. Or if you guys had just shown up like 200 years later, laws probably would have been set up to be like, dude, that's stupid. You're a for-profit business. Your business is just an imaginary product. Taxes. And if we're being honest, the Lord created the heaven and the earth and knows all things to come except for the will of man when they work against what he knew was to come, but in mysterious ways. But definitely his ultimate plan was that the church should be one of the largest real estate holders on the planet and be tax exempt. Because when the Lord looks down at Joel Osteen, he's like, yeah, that's exactly how I planned it. No, you're right. They should have private jets so they can fly in the sky to be closer to me, to write a sermon about how they need more money. That is how I planned it, so saith the Lord. But really, if you poll people, they say you should tax churches. It's just politicians need somebody to give them an out when they get caught doing all the shitty things politicians do. Again, I'm not against it if it gives you comfort to believe in something, because remember that Christianity is only one of about 900 religions. Most people will support that their religion be tax-free, but they feel, the religions I don't believe in, you can tax them. So that's a little bit conflicting. But if we've already gotten churches to pay at least some sales tax, some property tax, some payroll tax, technically we're already taxing the churches. And considering where our country is headed financially, and especially since, churches don't want to open their doors during things like disasters, plagues, I have a feeling sentiment towards religion is definitely going to change in the near future. It's kind of hard to tell people it's their divine wish when you're living in an 80-acre estate and your parishioners are starving to death.